The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shaggy McStabber.
And I'm Rylyn Dare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I'll be playing Jacqueline Duron of Clan Ventru.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'll be playing Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening, I am the Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
I'm Urian, and I'm playing Roscoe Akers, Clan Tremere.
Hi, I'm Brad, Timber Brad 411 in chat, and I'll be playing Nicholas Bowens of Clan Hecata.
I'm Gavin, and I play Lamar Cade of Clan La Sombra.
And when we were with this coterie last week, they had a coterie meeting that was rudely interrupted by, well, a fledgling, might as well, whether age or not, fledgling doesn't understand anything, was hunting in their domain. But where we left off was Jackie was in her office at the cabaret, having received a resignation from Reese.
A poorly worded resignation from Reese.
Of course. I thought it was rather succinct.
Yes, but that is not professional, and she's a college graduate. She should know how to write a professional resignation letter.
It's not more than a minute or two before there's a knock on your office door, and Etienne pokes his head in. Ma'am?
Yes.
There's a Harry North here to see you?
Does Jackie know anything about this person?
Never heard the name.
Is he armed?
Doesn't appear to be, ma'am. He's thin, kind of wiry. Probably can hold himself in a fight, but he's not armed.
See him in.
Yes, ma'am. And it's about a minute later when Etienne knocks and then opens the door, and in steps a guy. He's actually wearing a jet black suit. Appears to be made of satin. And he's got long black hair, but he's on the thin side for sure. Clean shaven. Mr. Rond.
Yes, please come in.
And he steps in. May I have a seat?
Of course. What can I do for you?
Well, I was at your charity event the other night. You didn't see me. You didn't get a chance to speak with me because I was circulating. But I wanted to pop in and say, first of all, well, you do good work.
Thank you.
And I am newly returned to the city. I was out handling some business that I needed to take care of.
Storyteller, is he breathing?
You can roll wits awareness to see. Jackie also has sense the beast, as I believe. As
Yeah,
well.
but my dots in that are less than my wits awareness.
Well, that's probably true.
Wow, that's off to a great start tonight. Got 1. Okay, I got 2.
2? You can't tell.
Okay.
Did a great thing. You see, we have business interests in common. Well, distantly related. Cousins. I like cousins.
Cousins.
Yes.
What sort of business are you in, Mr. West?
Well, I own a series of strip clubs. High-end strip clubs. Very elite, VIP access only. And I have a feeling that our business are very similar.
Indeed.
I know you don't know me from anyone else around here. Let me put my card on the table, first of all. And he opens his mouth and you see fangs extend. I am Clan Bruja.
Ah. How long have you been in business in this city?
Well, business-wise, about 15 years.
As have I.
I slipped out about 8 years ago. I had to go take care of some things out west. But I've come back. So I am, once again, taking over direct management of my businesses.
I see.
And I really wanted to come in I want to propose an arrangement of sorts with you.
What sort of arrangement?
Well, I mean, my girls, we got stripping down and they're generally well paid and taken care of, but I'm always about trying to expand their repertoires, anything that'll improve what they're doing. So I was wondering if we could work we can call it an exchange student idea. I can send some of my more apt, skilled girls over here get taught the finer art of burlesque.
And what do you offer in return?
Well, I mean, I seem to have caught you in a mood. You can feel it radiating off you. I'm going to let you name what you want because I'm not here to start trouble. I know, let's just say my clan is not on the best grounds politically in the city at the moment.
I understand. And yes, unfortunately, you have caught me on a very interesting night. But always have time to discuss business. Now, your staff.
We'll keep it down to 3 a month. I don't want to overburden your own work.
Yes, no, I actually do have some of my performers are actually certified teachers as well. Yes, 3 per month is fine. In return, once your dancers have completed their training and started performing in your facilities, I would like 5% gross on the nights they perform.
See, I like you. Not too greedy. Deal. And he smacks the table. I'll take that.
Shall we shake on it, Mr. West?
Of course. And he puts his hand out.
And I take it and shake it.
And then when he takes his hand back, he pulls out a business card and hands it over to you.
And she actually gives him hers.
And his business card, it's Harry North.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said West.
Or sorry, no, it's Harry North.
Okay, sorry.
Harry North. The Gazelle is the name it's written. Now, you recognize that name. There are a number of them in the city.
Mm-hmm.
All of them high end.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Big money. Private VIP only, so it's a
It is a
membership deal.
pleasure doing business with you, Mr. North.
Well, pleasure doing business with you. And he gets up. I'm not going to take all your time because, as I said, you seem to be in a bit of a mood.
My apologies. Most of the time I'm even more pleasant to work with.
Now I can just feel it coming off you. This is Chicago, and you know what they say, when Ventura riled up, Brujah keep their heads down.
You are a smart man.
That I am. At least that's what I tell myself at night. And he smiles and he actually bows his head a bit to you. I look forward to doing business. I'll give you a call in a couple days of arranging my people.
Of course.
Which ones are first?
Of course. And I will notify my trainers that they will be arriving.
Perfect. I like that. And he turns and exits the room. And Etienne comes in about a minute or two later. He's left, ma'am. You're going to be here for the night? Now, we're going to pause right here for a second. Roscoe, we're flashing over to you. Because you had something you wanted to do, which after you left the club.
Yeah, as soon as I turned the corner and out of the sight of Victor and his henchmen, I sent a text to the rest of the coterie on my sat phone that Victor, the liquidator for Sun Chi, is he's outside the club with reinforcements, and they're trying to do something with blood magic against the club. I'm going to guess that it's trying to break our wards.
And so everyone gets the text. Anyone have a reply?
Yeah, Lamar definitely does. Hold on, be right there.
And Jackie sends same. Roscoe, text me his number.
Okay, and I do.
Good. Now we're going to flash back to Jackie and let the rest of the coterie respond.
If Isabella has something to send to it.
She does, I think.
I was gonna say, Isabella will look to Jenny, be like, "Do we head back? You think they have this?"
It's your night. You needed the time off, so you make the decision. It's your call. So
I don't feel like being petty against the whole group right now. So
all right.
who's to
fair
say
enough.
what'll happen later? Might as well stay in good graces now. I'll send a text back saying we'll be right there too.
Okay. Nicholas, what are you doing?
Probably would just text back okay and not really anything else.
I thought Jackie would text. If you've left, come back, Nicholas.
Okay. And it just the same thing again.
Okay. Now we're flashing to Jackie. You've got his number now? Ma'am, was that important?
Yes, we need to head back to the club.
Yes, ma'am. I'll get Peter to get the car ready.
And she hands him Mr. West's card and says, find everything you
That's
can
North.
about this.
Harry North. You said West again.
I'm sorry. North.
Harry North. Yep.
I know. Having a night.
Directions.
It's directions. I get turned around. But no. So, Harry North, please find everything you can on this man and his businesses.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'll get him getting the car ready now.
Thank you.
And he steps out of the office, leaving you with a phone.
Yes, and I am legit calling this Victor right now as I'm walking to the car.
Okay. And it rings 3 times before it picks up. You got Victor.
Yeah, so you standing right outside my club still?
Who's this?
Jacqueline Durand.
Oh, yeah. I'm outside your club.
Good.
Nice place.
Stay right there.
I'll take it under advisement.
I think you should. And she hangs up.
So the coterie is now turning around to come back. Roscoe, do you double back and go right back to the club, or do you just stay around the corner for now?
I stay around the corner for now.
And so the coterie's all heading back. Did Roscoe head back too?
Well, I'm
Not Roscoe,
right there.
Nicholas.
No, he was still on site. He hadn't left yet.
Okay, so you all head back. Now, who would have got there first? Let me think about who would have got there first. Jenny and Isabella left last, I believe.
Jackie is very close.
Jackie's close, but Jenny and Isabella left last. So as you pull up, looking for someone who looks odd, you do see a square-faced man in a charcoal suit with three others, all of them in charcoal suits, leaning against the wall across the street from the club. And you pull into the garage, you two do. And then, I'm thinking on the thing, then it would be Lamar, you show up and see the same thing. They have not moved. Jackie, Roscoe, you would, Jackie comes and Roscoe comes around the corner at some point, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still standing there, and Victor seems to be smiling as he sees your truck come back and pull inside the garage. And I'll turn it over to the players as you've gathered now once again in the club. Again tonight.
Is he still standing on the street?
Yeah, he's leaning
Okay.
against the building across the street. Him and all three of his buddies. Just leaning there. I'm sure you want to talk about it before somebody runs over there and speaks to him.
Yes.
Where's he at, Roscoe?
Oh, he's outside the garage entrance across the street.
Now, Roscoe, when you pull it up on the camera, you see his three buddies. He's kind of an indistinct, not there on the camera.
Okay. Well, see that spot there where you don't see anybody? That's about where he
Yeah,
is.
it's a dark shadow figure, like a shadow person standing there.
Yes, so this Victor is a cocky son of a bitch. And he has been at least probing, as you said, Roscoe, he might be trying to dismantle, a woods. He thinks because he is sent by his pyramid, excuse me. My words are stumbling tonight because I'm in a mood. He thinks because he is in this pyramid and has some status within it that he can do whatever the fuck he wants in this city. Not in our domain.
Nope.
Let's go.
So are you saying we should kill him? Cause fuck it.
No, we're not killing him.
Oh.
But if he puts up a fight, we defend our domain.
And Nicholas, like as they're walking, will just kind of like look over to Jenny and go for the knees.
Fuck the knees. Just go for the
So
heart.
who's bringing what? I need to know who's got. I know Lamar sent a message saying party favors are with him. Are you actually going to bring the party favor in your pocket to go talk with Victor?
Yes.
Okay. So you've
And the
got,
special gun, right?
you got about 3/4 of a kilogram of C4 in your pocket, or are
Oh,
you
wait,
happy
wait,
to
wait.
see him?
I'm sorry. That's not the party favor.
Oh.
That's not the party favor.
That's-
No, the special gun is the party favor in this
Okay.
game.
I thought it was the C4. I was about to ask if you're happy to see him. Jackie I know has her cane. You might as well
Yes,
assume
and she
that.
also has her weapon in the...
Do you bring Etienne?
Mm,
Ma'am, if you want, I can get on the roof.
yes, please.
I got a rifle for that.
Please. Stay here. I don't want you going close to him.
He goes, and I'll be on the roof watching, ma'am.
Thank you.
And he heads up. And as you cross the street, you notice Victor's still leaning. All three of his buddies are there. And he has got a knife out, and he's actually cleaning under his nails with a knife, grinning. Still leaning against the wall. He hasn't even stood up straight as you approach.
This motherfucker.
I'm still here,
What business do you have in our domain?
checking on a member. And he looks over. Zach, take care of it. And you see Zach concentrate. I'm going to roll for Roscoe. If anyone wants to roll your Sense the Unseen, please.
Yes.
Just because I don't feel like pulling up everyone's and rolling involuntaries.
What's he doing?
I don't know. We'll see what people get for their Sense the Unseen.
Oh, Lamar's going to ask what he's doing.
Oh. Okay, we got...
That one, the first one was an error.
Okay. So Jackie's got 4. Let's see Roscoe's. Roscoe got
Oh,
a
you
lot
want me
more
to
dice.
roll it?
Yeah, you can too.
Okay, I thought you were rolling it. Okay.
No, you're going to roll it because I'm lazy tonight.
What are we rolling again?
It's Sense the
Wits?
Unseen. It would be Resolve Auspex.
Okay.
Involuntary is wits aspect.
Or Wits Auspex. Yeah, Wits Auspex for you. Involuntary, since I'm making you roll it.
Okay.
No willpower allowed, of course, because it would be an involuntary. Three for Roscoe. Jackie. Actually, it rolled double wits on you, Jackie, by the way. The second one.
Again?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it rolled double wits. You can't willpower, Roscoe.
Oh, okay.
At that, I accidentally hit the button.
Yep, there's
Okay.
what wits again.
Yeah,
Jackie's all wits tonight. She's witty as fuck.
I am. No.
Yep.
All right.
So you can get your willpower back there, Roscoe. And we'll see what Jackie gets. 3? 3 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Both of you see, he pulls a rock out of his hand, and then you see blood magic radiate off it and surround you all. And it's almost like a mesh. Thank you, Zach. Now we can talk. I'm here checking on a member of Clan Tremere when it falls under my domain.
I'm right here.
You would be Mr. Rond,
I am.
Miss Caputo, Miss Schutz, Mr. Bowens, and Templar Cade. Am I correct?
That's Mr. Cade to you, but, you know.
I will introduce myself. You may call me Lord Victor,
Lord of what?
the Tremere. I am attaché to Carl Schreck, head of the Presidium.
Good. Give him my regards.
I haven't assumed control of the Chantry yet. It is in my right, but I have not yet.
And your...
Isabella,
Oh, please.
go ahead.
Please.
I was just gonna say Isabella yawns at his explanation.
And all this pomp and circumstance over a clan with shit for status in this city.
Well, maybe I'm going to fix that too.
Well, it hasn't been fixed yet. Know your place.
Oh, I know my place. I've already spoken with Prince Jackson.
I don't care.
I
This
know-
was granted by Prince Jackson.
Why, yes. But I have the rights to be here if I wish.
Really?
Oh, yes.
In this domain.
Oh, yes.
Really?
Anywhere in the city I wish. Let's just say the prince and I have come to an arrangement of sorts.
There
He was
is
looking for a new warlock.
there is no reason for you to be piddling with our wards.
Oh, there is reason. You see, anything involving blood magic falls under the purview of the warlock. And as
You're not the warlock.
I am now. That's what I just said.
No, you said he's looking for a new one. You did not say
Yes.
you were one.
And it's me. Let's just say Abraham has been supplanted. He can run the Chantry for now.
Wait, Is this how the tower works now? We just say we have titles and we have them? Because this dude's like 18 different fucking titles.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
I'm about to be just a car fucking Kate around here, and we're gonna change some shit.
I don't advise that.
Well, I wouldn't advise you to show up without calling first and, doing this bullshit.
Common
But
courtesy.
Well, in my line of work, generally you don't call people. You only call people if they're about to blow up.
we're in the same line of work then.
Oh, I'm aware of your exploits.
Then you should have been way more careful before you came here tonight.
I'm careful enough. I'm not
Clearly
worried about
not.
I'm not even worried about the sniper on top of the building.
Oh, that's not who you should be worried about. I mean, you
No,
might
that's
be on
just
ground-
insurance.
Yeah. Do you think we're all talk and we just walked out here because fuck it, we wanted to piss on some Tremere's fucking shoes tonight? We've all had a shitty fucking night, and you are not even following the rules of the domain. So why wouldn't we come out here and fucking tell you to piss off?
Because the rules don't apply to me.
If the rules don't apply to you, they don't apply to us either, jackass.
No. I mean, you can interpret it that way. I will say that generally, when people interpret it that way with me, bad things tend to happen. And I prefer not to have unpleasantness on the street. But,
That's exactly why we're out here.
well, I know. You're smart.
Of course I am.
Public place and all that.
Mm-hmm. Now get out.
Roscoe,
Yes.
do all of your clan talk this much?
Generally, no.
I am somewhat unique among the Tremere. And he turns his head and you hear his neck crack a bit.
I'm sorry.
In a
Does
lot
that
of ways.
flexing make you feel big?
No, it's just a way to limber up in case the Templar over here is feeling squirrely.
Well, if you keep calling him Templar when he has become a member of the fucking Camarilla, he might get squirrely, asshole.
Still has that title. As far as I've heard, he's not had it revoked yet.
Okay.
Templars
So-
are assigned for life. Generally, the only way to lose that title is death.
What do you want?
Oh, I was
This is
just here
annoying.
checking on a Tremere who is under suspicion now of harboring a fugitive.
Here I am. Do you see any?
Sunshi
Harvard
is not in this
fugitive?
domain.
Well, see, there's the problem. We can't seem to penetrate your club there. And it's,
Would
You'll
you
just
like a
have to take our
tour?
word.
Would you like to
Trouble.
see if she's there?
Oh, some all-powerful warlock can't penetrate our domain.
oh, I'm studying the wards now. Give me time.
Man, I
will
thought
get
if
around
you
it.
were as powerful as you said you were, I'm disappointed.
You haven't taught them the ways of the pyramid, have you, Roscoe?
No, it wasn't appropriate.
All I'm hearing is that, there's performance anxiety going on here, trouble with penetration and all that. So,
Jackie, you should help
You wish
him.
to goad me. You goad me into doing something on the street. How droll. Rest assured, if I could be goaded that easy, well, I would have killed half of you as a warning to the others.
You could try.
Perhaps my information is out of date. Isn't the pyramid a smoking crater these days?
Why, yes, that's why it's called the Presidium,
The
currently headed by Carl Schreck.
Mm.
We are the remnants of the pyramid, reforged again.
Wait,
Cockroaches after the nuclear blast, I see.
Well, someone's got to survive, don't they?
Yes, too bad it isn't the good ones.
Seems
Yeah.
like you'd be better off if you didn't survive.
You say that. I find it amusing. Roscoe,
Leave.
if you know what's good for you, you will toe the line.
Oh, am I not?
You should understand it if Schreck sent me here. Let's just say changes are coming to the city.
You have no idea.
I want Sun Chi. If you have her, give her to me.
I do not have her.
We'll be in touch. And he finally stops leaning against the edge of the building. And he casually stands up, puts his knife away. Come on, boys. We're going to go for a walk some more. And as he starts to walk north out of the domain, which will put him right past your club, as a matter of fact, based on the location, his boys fall in behind him. And they actually end up walking in a diamond pattern with him at the front, one on each side, and one behind. And they head down the street, leaving you all standing there. And now when they moved, you saw the circle that was around you moving with them. And as soon as you were outside the circle, they didn't make another noise.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear a thing, their footsteps or anything, until it finally collapses about half a block up.
Well, just found my new. I
Lamar,
forget the-
you're interested in Celia, yes?
Yes.
Let's go talk to the prince.
Yeah. Good plan.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Seriously, thank you.
What I told you earlier, Roscoe, still stands. And if that guy wants to get in touch, he's gonna be touching these. Because he seems like a total dick.
Yeah, I got that impression myself a couple times I've met.
Also, I think Evan mentioned something about a perineum. Is that what the pyramids call themselves now?
Presidium. Fucking stupid.
Okay, whatever. It all sounds the same. They're whatever. Not my. When someone needs to die, let me know.
Now, I'm going to point out for Roscoe, a lord in the Tremere hierarchy puts him between a regent and a pontifex.
Okay, so less than a pontifex.
Yep. But if he's attaché to Carl Schreck,
Yeah.
it's a fuzzy area.
Oh, Carl Schreck got a bunch of fucking shit going on in this goddamn place. You know what? Fuck him.
Did you guys need us to tag along, or Isabel and I good to go back to what we were doing, or?
I think we're good.
We're good. Enjoy.
Yeah, okay.
Please try to enjoy what's left of the evening.
You need our support. We're definitely here. I don't know.
I appreciate that. Truly.
Yeah.
I need to find out what the fuck Kevin has granted this fucking asshole Tremere. Because that's some goddamn bullshit.
A lot of inflated ego and head, because as far as I knew, you don't get to just walk in and be like, hey, I don't have to announce
I'm gonna
myself.
break your shit.
Yeah, we, like I said, full of dicks. So
I'm sorry. I must calm myself before I go talk to Kevin, because I'm liable to lose my shit on him too. Okay. Have a lovely night, everyone.
So are we all going with you, Jackie? I mean,
I'll go. I think I'd like to go with you, Jackie. You've had quite the night too. You probably could use some support.
If you all want to, it's fine. I won't refuse it.
We'll go out another night, Jenny.
that's fine. You know what? This is a coterie business. It probably makes more sense if we make a full
Unified front?
frontal, unified front. Like, what was it? There was another time something like this happened. It's always good to show the whole coterie is invested together. Because, yeah, I would just make sure that I keep my sipped, because I don't want to call the prince a dick.
How are you going to find where to go meet the prince tonight? What is the plan? You generally don't have Jackson's number. Now, you do know how to reach Sovereign as a central.
I'm going to call Sovereign.
This is just after Damien had left, though,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
He didn't mention where he was taking Celia,
Nope.
No.
because he was taking her too.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So you're going to call Sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie whips out her phone.
Literally, before she even gets in the car. She holds up her finger.
Ah, hello, Mr. Rand. Can I help you?
Yes, Mr. Sovereign. My associates and I need to speak with Mr. Jackson urgently.
Or he's got other business scheduled, is it?
It is
How urgent
relating
is
to
it?
that business.
Oh. Yes, hold on a second. And you hear a click. And then about 6 minutes later, he comes back. Yes, I spoke with Mr. Jackson. He said if you wish to speak with him, he's already spoken with Damien. You're to come to the Cabrini Green Block, part of Chicago.
Yes, I
North
know
side.
exactly where that is. Thank you so much, Mr.
And he
Song.
gives you an address. Meet him there.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes. You have a good evening.
You as well.
And he
And she hangs up.
hangs up.
So we go to Cabrini Green.
Oh, wonderful place.
Can't believe that place is still standing.
Yeah. So you all actually,
I imagine Isabella's riding with Jackie.
Yes.
Okay.
so you all hop in. Do you all just take one vehicle or are you going separate? Curious how far your unified front is going to be here.
I mean, we could all take a vehicle.
I'm gonna say, if Genevieve's more than willing to drive with everyone, she's gonna have Evan follow though because she wants to be able to leave from this. She's got other stuff to take care of.
Well, Lamar can put at least 2 people in his car. I mean, I'm sorry, no, 3. So
4 if you count the trunk. So you all drive up there. Wits awareness from everybody.
Does instinct supply?
Sure.
Does
watching
concealed
apply?
objects?
Sure, concealed objects will work as well.
Does watching count?
Yep. You can have that one too.
I got 3.
4 from Nicholas. 3, 4. Jenny's got a 4. Looks like a lot of 4s and 3s out there. Isabella got 3.
3.
Yep. Jenny got a 5. You're heading up there. 5. Roll something on my side. The hairs on the back of your neck are standing up, Jenny, but you can't for the life of you figure out what in the hell's causing it. You don't see any obvious signs of pursuit, don't see anyone following you, don't see anything in the sky, but the hairs on the back of your neck are definitely standing up. You all head that way. And as you get there to the address, since I know you're obviously in a couple vehicles at least, you all pull up. It's a nice little place. When you pull up, Damien's actually on the porch, leaning against it. It's a 2-story, nice house. Damien's leaning up by the door at the porch, just watching. Didn't expect to see y'all tonight. Didn't I just leave your place?
Have things to discuss.
I know. That's why I'm outside the door here. He says, come on in.
Lead the way.
Oh, no. He says, come in. I'm going to stay out at the door. I'm guard duty tonight, it seems. Not what I planned, but
My apologies.
well,
We'll try to keep it brief.
it's not just you. It was, let's just say it was an interesting meeting with the package I brought him. And he opens the door and lets you all come in. And when you go inside, it's lavishly appointed. Furniture is expensive. A lot of it's antique. Not what you would expect from Kevin Jackson. And he's there, as always, in his suit. But he's actually standing up at a bar area. Please come in.
I want to look around. Anyone else inside?
Not that you see.
Okay. Prince Jackson, thank you for...
Can I get you all a drink? I don't drink, of course, but I like to smell it. But I've heard you all like a drink.
Not unless it comes from a neck tonight.
Suit yourself. Anyone else?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, but I'm okay.
Thank you. No, not tonight.
Unfortunately, I must pass tonight. Thank you.
A kind gesture, Prince, but I will have to pass as well.
Interesting. Most kindred in this city, when the prince offers to get them a drink, would jump at the chance. Suit yourself. Like I said, I can't drink it, but I like to smell it. That reminds me of the good old days.
Mm.
What was so important that you felt the need to interrupt me tonight? Is it the Celia matter?
It is that, and it is also a Victor matter.
Ah. So you've met Victor.
Unfortunately.
Now, why do you say unfortunately?
He's an asshole. But then again, there's plenty of those in the city.
That's facts. What specifically is your issue with Victor?
I understand you gave him right to traverse the entire city, at least how he reports it, and do as he wishes, is how he reports it. However, him trying to probe, dismantle wardings we have in our domain is not appropriate.
Well, we haven't announced it formally to the rest of the court, but he is the court warlock now.
Yes, he announced that to me.
Well, of course. He is subtle without being subtle, if you catch my meaning.
I did not see subtle. I saw cocky, arrogant.
Well, yes.
So he can just ignore domain and stuff like that. Just walk right in, no call, no whatever. Like the rest of us got to do.
As a warlock to the court, he has a right over all incidents and all natures of blood magic done within my city. If there are wards that you have that he finds attracts his attention, he is in all the rights he has to look at them. Now, I won't allow him to dismantle wards. That route, let's just say that'll bring chaos. He should only be dismantling wards that I've told him to dismantle. For the good of the tower, of course.
Have you told him to dismantle ours?
No. Are your wards dismantled?
Not yet. Give it time.
Well,
They are intricate.
probably what got his attention then.
And they apparently are incensing him because he can't see inside.
Well,
And he's determined to find Sun Chi.
well, you can see why it'd be very interesting to find out how a ward works that helps protect people from listening in. As court warlock, that would be very valuable for him to have in service of me. As for this Sun Chi incident, well, that's why he came to the city in the first place. You do know she is an infernalist.
Mr. Taylor, I'm not going to disagree in front of the prince. I'm not-
She is not.
You can say that. Hell, I can say that. There are considerations that have to be made. You know how it is. It's called politics.
Of course I do.
Sometimes there's considerations.
Okay, now Roscoe's he's no, not Prince. I'm sorry to disagree with you, but she is not an infernalist.
I do not require agreement. That is not how this works. That's the fastest way to get yes men around you and have everything tumble when you weren't looking. But politics dictates that she is an infernalist.
Yet she is not.
Well, you can say that. No, I can say that. But politics dictates the official
To
court
what-
position.
To what end? What does it gain the court?
That is above you. In some ways, it is above me. I will tell you that powerful people have declared this situation. And while I am Prince, my ability to control things only goes so far. If I wish to remain Prince, there are certain lines that I have to walk. Distasteful and unpleasant as they can be, there are certain lines I must walk. Now, that's about as much as I can say about that situation. I'm sure at least Mr. Rond here will understand what I mean when I talk about lines I have to walk if I wish to be Prince.
I do. I'm not new to the politics game. Been playing it since before your grandmother existed.
That's true. What I can do is try to make sure that I do what's best for the rest of my subjects, the rest of the kindred in this city. And I have done what I must for the rest of you. Now, I will have a talk with Victor and tell him to be a little less aggressive towards you. But if you have a ward that prevents eavesdropping, he's going to want to know how it works. And that
And
is
he
within his rights to learn it.
And he could at least have a little bit of common courtesy.
Well, given the situation currently in regards to Sun Chi and his suspicion that Mr. Akers here has been harboring her, he is understandably a little more aggressive than usual.
I told them that I did not have her. Was that not sufficient?
Come now. You know the game as well as I do. You can say you don't have her, and that can be 100% the truth. But that is not the same as not knowing where she is, or not the same as not having a way to contact her, or not the same as aiding and abetting her. Now, I'm not holding it against you. You do what you feel you must. I don't want to be involved in the politics of your chantry. As far as I am concerned, I have made my statement. She is an infernalist. Now, I will advise him to be a little more mindful of people's domains.
Tell him I'm an old fucking bat, and I need common courtesies.
I will let him know that. I can't have him riling up everybody in the city. Do you all feel the same way about him?
Yes.
In a word,
blatantly-
yeah.
Yes. He accosted us.
He blatantly disregards
Traditions.
the basic rules that hold our society together. If he's acting for the tower, he should understand that.
You should be an example. This is the jewel of the Camarilla.
I agree on that one. I haven't decided, is he working for the tower? Is he working for me? Or is he working for Streck? That I don't know.
It's the last one.
It's the last one.
Well,
He
It's a
named
question you have. Go ahead. It's a question.
Oh, please.
Sorry.
Please.
No, go.
Okay. He name dropped that one about, what, 5 times?
Hmm.
You all? Yes.
Yes.
That's a conservative estimate.
I believe so. I try to be generous.
Well, We all work for people,
We do.
but it doesn't mean we always serve their needs. So, like I said, I don't know who he really is here serving.
If it's a question you have to ask, it's probably not you.
Oh, that is most likely very true. But as with all court positions, that is politics as well. And sometimes to get something, you give something. And in this case, I have given something to receive in return. Sure, you understand as well how that game is played. But as you all have come here as a unified group, I will lodge it as a formal complaint against the court warlock. I will deliberate on the subject, and during the next Elysia, I will pronounce my ruling, as is the right of any kindred for grievances in my city.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prince.
And then there was the matter of Celia.
Yes, the young one that Damien brought to me. I am to understand that the staking was done by Mr. Cade.
Yes.
She was none too pleased when that stake was removed.
Oh, I bet she wasn't.
But it was useful. It got her here without incident. She tried to flee after the stake was removed. It didn't help. We've had a talk. I have not decided what to do with her yet. She is in custody in a safe place for now. Do you have a position on it? Damien, of course, relayed to me the initial wish, but have you changed your mind?
Quite simply, my prince, girl caught a rough hand. You know, whoever did this to her I don't know if they're still out there or not, but she deserves a chance to learn and get this all figured out the way that I'm sure a lot of my friends here have had. To that end, I would like to help her myself.
Now that is interesting. It's more than I expected from you, Mr. Cade. You wish to take her under your wing?
Yes.
Will you assume responsibility for her?
Yes, in line with the whole her victories are my victories and her failures are my failures.
I am not sure how far I want to go with that. I tell you what. Provisionally, she will be yours 2 days a week. If it goes well, we can see about expanding that. There are other things she needs to learn as well, and not all of those you can teach. And there is the matter of her siring, of course. I am planning to speak to Victor later tonight about that. I'm going to get to the bottom of who made her, so we can address that problem if they are still in the city. For the 2 nights you have her, she will be your responsibility. The sins of the child, in this case, I guess you would call it the adoptive.
Yep.
Understand, I'm only doing this as a courtesy to you all for the inconvenience of my warlock tonight. And of course, I understand you're all, at least Mr. Akers there, feelings about the Sun Chi incidents and the issues there. So as a courtesy, I will give this to you.
It is appreciated, Prince Jackson.
Much appreciated.
Well, good. I like that we've handled that. Anything else you wish to talk about tonight?
I believe that Well, there's one more thing, and then we will leave, my prince. The night of my event, did you get your message across through Sierra?
Yes, I did. Message was loud and clear to the recipient.
It is interesting that you bring a victim of abuse to a benefit, helping victims of abuse.
It was not I who abused her. It was not I who put her in that situation.
No, but you put her on display.
Why, yes, we use the tools available.
Of
We
course,
do what
I'm
we
not-
must for the tower. We do what we must for the rule of the city.
You say yourself that we do not have to agree.
That is correct. You do not have to agree.
I may think it was a bit tacky.
Well,
And,
the message was not for you,
of course not.
nor was it for any of
I
your
was just
companions.
used for it, but thank you.
Well, we're all used one way or another, Mr. Rond.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware.
It's just some of us get used more blatantly than others, I guess. But
Do-
never fear.
Do have a pleasant evening, Prince.
You as well. And he turns back and you see him sniffing his bourbon, the smell of it, as you all leave the building. And Damien's still leaning out front. I didn't piss him off, did you?
Oh, probably. He can't seem to not be pissed off with us.
Well, it's not just you.
I know.
The whole time we were there, were the hairs on the back of my neck still standing up?
No, they stopped the moment you went in the building.
Are they standing up now that we've gone back outside?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. You all have a good one.
Thank you.
Night, Sheriff.
Out of character, Roscoe, would you mind doing Sense the Unseen around this place?
Sure.
So that would be, since you're doing it on purpose, resolve all specs. With your bonus die, of course. And we'll see. 4. Are you going to willpower that?
That's why I said it out of character.
No, not tonight.
Oh, I tied you with 4. But since you are the actor in this case, the one doing the power, I'm going to have you winning this role. There is, with your sense the unseen, there's a vague presence in the area. It is hard to pinpoint. The closest you can equate to it is when Eleanor used to look around outside of her body.
Have a lovely evening, Damien.
You as well.
And we get back in the car.
I don't know if, did you all feel anything while we were out there?
I see. I know Lamar's in his vehicle. Jenny, do you
Okay,
get back in the same vehicle you arrived in while Evan's still following around in another car?
I was going to say, if we kind of powwow at the cars for a second, I was just going to mention the I don't know, on the you're talking about feeling something, Roscoe, and the whole time over here it felt like something was off, and I don't know, my heckles were raised, as it were. So
Because I just thought I'd take a check around. I had the same feeling like when Eleanor used to use her ability to keep track of what was going on outside the club. That's what it felt like.
Someone was watching us.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Still
watch,
is.
or watching this area.
Still
Well,
is,
That
actually.
feeling last inside.
I was going to say it followed us from the club to here, didn't feel it inside, felt it as soon as we came back outside. So
Did you feel it the second Victor and his group left?
I didn't really notice it then, but we left kind of shortly after them, so
Now
I mean, they're
that's
at the top.
powerful. The distance between the two is significant.
I just want to point out, whatever this is, nothing I'm involved in.
That feeling on the back of your neck just disappeared, Jenny. And Roscoe, for your sense of unseen, whatever was watching, just dissipated.
When Jackie said that.
Okay. See, now it's back to
Yeah.
feeling normal. So
Yeah, it just went away.
Yes, I called
It
it for what it
knows-
was.
It knows we know now.
Mm-hmm. This night just keeps getting better.
So, what do you all do? Do you finally go back and go your separate ways, or do you want to have a talk where you're safer to talk? Because you know the one place nobody can listen in is the club. But I don't know if you all want to talk about what Jackson told you.
We can. Do we need to meet at the club?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, let's do that.
It might be a good idea.
Rather than go to break, I will have you all arrive back at the club to have you a discussion about Jackson's so that we can start off after the break with a different night rather than this one.
So the prince's balls are in a vice is basically what he was telling us, and he's losing control of this place.
No, he also seems to be confusing Tremere matters and La Sombra matters.
Technically, there are no La Sombra matters. We've been invited to come into the foyer. We're not actually part of. We're not actually allowed in the rest of the house yet, so to speak.
So, how in the world did Victor get to be named Warlock when he's from Milwaukee and it doesn't.
He's from Milwaukee.
I'm correct in that, right?
Yes, but if he's named as a lord, that puts him just under Pontifex's in terms of area of control. So most likely he would control 3 or 4, he'd be lord over 3 or 4 different states, whereas the Pontifex are regions. So he would probably be over Milwaukee's Chantry, Chicago's Chantry, and a few others.
He's the middle manager.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be doing an amazing job with Milwaukee.
Yes.
Must have friends in very high places to get this position now after what's happened there.
He kept dropping Shrek's name left
Yes.
and right.
Yes.
Check your messages, Jackie.
okay, well, I guess since it's official, killing him is off the table for now. I will keep
For
that in
now.
mind. But if he ever goes outside the city,
Specialty of diplomacy.
I feel it's important to point out killing is always on the table.
Just matters if you get caught or not.
oh, I know. I'm just saying. I'm not going to deep dive down the rabbit hole of knocking his block of a head off. So
And Jackie is rolling a politics roll.
That is 5.
You know for a fact, a Pontifex, even Shrek technically doesn't have the pull command of Prince of the Camarilla.
It would have come from Carfax.
It would have had to been above a Pontifex. And since he said that a favor was given for a favor returned, that tells you who asked to put Victor in that spot.
Yeah, Shrek couldn't have pulled this off. He might be running the pyramid, but he isn't. He's a pontifex. This came from Carfax. The Justicar.
What? What's Prince Jackson getting out of this?
Abraham removed.
That was going to happen anyway.
Of course, but he didn't know that.
Right.
I don't know. He's getting something out of it. That's the only thing I can logically think of at the moment. Because, I mean, Abraham and, from what I understand, Abraham's sire have been a thorn in the side of Lodin's descendants for a while. So,
To answer that question for the viewers, Nicholas asked me do you know about the necklace thing? I do not believe anyone told you and Isabella about the necklace specifically. I know other four are aware of the necklace connection because Jackie had brought it up that she saw Jackson wearing it one night.
did y'all notice if he was wearing the necklace tonight?
Since you asked that, Jackie, yes. You could see the shape of it under the suit. Not a small necklace. It's a big,
No,
almost a
it's-
saber-tooth fang made of
yeah.
onyx.
The prince wears a pendant under his clothing. It is a talisman of sorts. It is a large tooth, like a saber tooth, made of onyx. Its match is around the neck of Menelli.
Do you think this goes back to some greater game of Minelli and Portia then?
Who the hell knows? I don't even care at this point. I just care that there's this asshole fucking Tremere walking around like he owns the goddamn place when his clan status is shit. And yes, a warlock has privileges, but he doesn't have to be a douchebag about it.
With
That is not how you inspire loyalty.
if Portia and is it possible that it's Menelay trying to use this Victor to push Abraham out because Abraham is in with Portia?
Very likely could be, I suppose.
I believe
we're-
Isabella's correct that this is a much further or higher ahead of us than we were even anticipating already.
Yeah, but the grass gets trampled when the elephants fight. So
I was gonna say, as soon as he came pouncing on in, this went out of our pay grade. So court titles and all, that's we're down here, he's up here, quote unquote.
No, I
so-
agree. I agree.
It is, but it's not. At the same time, it's gotten to a point where it's having a trickle down effect onto us.
Exactly.
They
Oh.
are.
This isn't trickle down.
they're hitting us with the whole hose now. So
Yes.
yeah. No. The fact
We're not
that
the
he
intended side effect, is what I mean.
look. All I know is that he accuses Roscoe of harboring Sunchi, and by effect, also accuses all of us of harboring Sunchi.
Right.
I've never seen this individual before, and if I'm going to get ashed for somebody who is not an infernalist, that is not being blood hunted but being blood hunted, sure as shit ain't going to be for her. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. The only time I have seen her in recent nights was the night she got set up to fall. And honestly, Roscoe, Jackson gave you a message, and I don't think you picked it up.
Okay, what else? What was it?
The way he spoke to you regarding her. He doesn't have an issue if you are protecting her. You just have to be able to act like you aren't.
Well, that's easy enough at the moment.
I'm not sure I will ever understand, Kevin.
I think in order to understand the prince, you have to understand his puppet master.
The problem is he's had multiples in his time. Storyteller, what was Peterson's rule like? Because Jackie was there.
That brief time that Peterson was in charge,
Mm-hmm.
it was a period of, started off a bit of an economic boon, then he dumped all the city's money,
Yeah, but how was he as a prince?
considered ineffectual. He'd never had control over the Primogen Council like Jackson appears to, so the Primogen pretty much were running it just like they did under Loden.
Part of me thinks he is driven to be better than his sire and his broodmate that was his predecessor, Peterson.
It doesn't seem like that's hard to do.
But at the same time, he is almost overcompensating. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's gone from I need to be better to I just need to be ridiculous all the time.
It's hard to tell how much is his actions, though, versus how much is his puppet master's.
Well, some of these were before the puppet master even woke up.
Fair.
But, and I don't know if that comes from his background with running gangs or, I like I said, I don't understand him. I mean, of course, you know, obviously obsessed with holding power, which is a thing my clan is known for, but just because he wills it doesn't make it real. You have to put in the work. Anyway, I'm sorry. So, Lamar, you are now an adoptive sire. Congratulations on your new chowder.
If I could smoke, I probably wouldn't anyway, but I'd offer you all a cigar, maybe.
I believe the traditional response here is Mazel Tov.
I'm Catholic.
I don't know that one.
I think in that case, the response is keep them away from the priests. I'm not wrong, am I? Anyway, you know what? If anybody else, if you guys are all done with me, I need to, since the night has been doubly ruined now, I'm gonna make sure I go and take care of talking to Tasha about Felicity. So
Thank you.
Good plan.
and at that, Genevieve's gonna head out.
As the coterie goes their separate ways at the end of this night, which was a lot longer than planned, I can tell you that. Even for me, I think this is where we're going to go to break, everybody. So please enjoy the break. And when we come back, we will pick up on a different night than this one. This night has gone on long enough for this group of kindred. So please enjoy.
Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me King Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, beautiful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Elizabeth Bathory. I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory. Let's King Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator, you can't remain the prey. You have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you? Or is it me? Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, well, the coterie decided, fuck it, we're dealing with Victor. And they went straight to the prince, lodged a formal complaint, which Prince Jackson will now have to address in court publicly, because you can't let your subjects think that they have no way to resolve grievances. Because otherwise they take matters in their own hand, and that's how wars break out in Kindred Society. Now we're going into a bit of a time skip, but during this time skip, Jenny, you've started keeping an eye on Flyboy in preparation of trying to figure his patterns and those kind of things. And you're outside the airport where you can see his hangar, but I need you to roll wits awareness.
I'm gonna rouse the blood so I can get the bonus. It's +2, right?
Yes.
Wits awareness and watching should count.
Yes, it does.
then. So wits. awareness. I'm throwing everything I got at this one. Yep, that's gonna be a willpower.
8 dice, 4 successes. That's not bad. That's about average. 5 successes. And you did not get hungrier. As you're watching this building, you're beginning to pick up his patterns. He definitely spends most of his time in the building. Now, he does come out from time to time for a flight. He seems to, every once in a while, you're assuming feeding because he never has food brought to him, come out of the place. And he does go to a bar downtown. The dive bar he goes to. And from time to time, Felicity even stops in. But one night while you're watching the place, as you're out there, you had 5 successes. You catch the whiff of something on the breeze. Not something you've ever smelled before, but it's definitely an animal of some kind. You smell wolf, but not wolf.
Does it smell even remotely like the thing we fought in Milwaukee?
Why, yes, it does. Not quite as strong. That was overpowering. It's a lot more subtle than that.
Gotcha. Genevieve's going to kind of sweep around, looking around with Sense the Beast, then see if she can't pick it out.
You catch the guy, late 30s, long blonde hair, kind of dirty, wearing a leather jacket, blue jeans. He's kind of leaning against a tree not far away. Now, you don't know how long he's been there, but he's watching you as you're watching the building, and now you're watching each other. He doesn't make a move. He's just leaning against a tree. That's something you don't see very often, isn't it?
What?
Leech. Watching a leech. In an area we control, and I'm not killing you.
I appreciate that.
And not
I
all of us
mean-
feel the same way, you know?
You know, I everybody's different strokes for different folks, I believe is what they say. So
Yeah.
you do understand that. Oh, sorry, I have a weird question for you. Are you a native of the area, or did the leech in question down there fly you in, since I had been told that he was bringing people in?
Define native to the area. I mean, yeah, this is where I run. This is where I am. Can't really call any of us natives now, can you? And that would be, a different group. Though they haven't nailed this land for a long damn time.
Yeah. I understand. Sorry, that was. I guess I meant more like. I apologies. I don't know all of the terminology or the lingo or the way things are as they were. So I just was saying, when I say like, I assume you were born. I mean, I was born, so that's why. But kind of what I was aiming for. I know you're gonna be like, why should I tell you that? But I was just curious because I'm just trying to figure out if the individual down there is actually doing what someone claimed he was doing. So
My pack runs here. We've been here a while.
okay.
I'm Tendon Ripper is what they call me.
Tendon Ripper. I'm Genevieve Schutz, businesswoman.
Yeah, I can smell you're one of the corrupted sisters. Same thing, really.
Yes.
You may call me I'm the leader of the gutter rats.
The
Well,
gutter
the sept of the
rats?
gutter rats, they call us, but we hate that part. We just go gutter rat. You're going to disparage us. We might as well, revel in that shit. What's your interest with this damn place?
Oh, the individual in question down there is problematic. So he will probably be seeing his end sooner rather than later.
I'm cool with that. He shuttles a lot of your kind in, so, I'm fine if he gets got. No offense to you, of course.
Oh, none taken. Once you fly in your own jet, you don't have to worry about having somebody bring you in a body bag or something weird. So
See, that's what gets me about your kind. You all got your jets and shit. I know what you are. I can smell it on you. Why don't you just run free like the rest of us? If you did, we might like you a bit more. Well, at least you maybe, but not the rest of your kind can fucking go hang.
we don't just let the mask slip, as it were, because it's important to follow the rules, keep society polite, as it were.
That's what they say. I'm not known for following the rules, as you could tell, because we're talking. I'm supposed to be killing you or ripping you apart or fighting to something like that. It's old.
I'm trying to think. What was it? My man, he told me once about a story he'd heard about a fictional vampire and a fictional werewolf having sex, I think, but I'm glad that's not on the table either. So no offense, Mr. Tendon Ripper, but
that's not the first time I've heard one of those stories. Look, amongst our kind, that shit gets around, and there's one down in DC that was noted for that shit for a while there.
Oh, well, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, her name was Blood Liquor. We started calling her Leech Liquor. It was kind of a funny little joke.
It's such a nuanced name with lots of levels to it, which is always great. You always love to see that. It's always, you know what? Actually, since you're being so nice, I'm curious. Do you all choose your own names, or does someone give it to you, or?
We get it normally when we finally accept it in the pack when we go through trials and shit.
Oh, okay.
Mine's because I'm not one that likes to fight fair. Is honor and that kind of shit. It's great for old ones to preach that shit. They've got time to do it. But us young ones, we got to do what we got to do to make it through. So we do. And in my case, I learned real quick. I don't care what you are. If I rip the tendons out, you're not running away.
True. Yeah, I don't know. I went after a dude's knees once. I thought he was gonna run again, but I guess he wasn't gonna run again. I don't know. It was a whole thing. So
Yeah. I mean,
um
I'm really conflicted because I feel like I should be killing you, and I'm just not feeling it tonight. It's just not my way thing, you know?
well, like I said, I appreciate you for not killing me. It lets me continue doing my whatever it is that I'm doing. So
He leans closer
um
a bit. It's really, I'm just doing it as a way to thumb my nose at the old ones. Like I said, they seem to think, you know, oh, you got to follow the rules and honor. And every once in a while, I like to say, fuck all that shit. And, you know, we make our own decisions. I've got my own pack, my own sept that I'm running. I decide what we do, not just because you run in a bigger sept and you think you could talk shit like that and tell us what to do. You know, we don't always follow that rule.
yeah. Believe it or not, I completely understand what it feels like to be at the bottom of the pile, as it were. So
You know, they say somebody's got to be at the bottom of the totem, but that don't make you feel any better when everyone else is standing on you all the time. That shit gets old.
Yeah, I have to be extremely careful because of my position. So I am constantly reminded of the fact that I am barely above the gum on the bottom of some people's shoes. So
Now, I tell you what, he looks down at a watch. You get about 2 hours before next group comes through here. You might want to be gone before that 2 hours is up because they'll probably not want to talk to you.
oh,
But I enjoyed having a little chat. It's a break from just wandering out here in the woods watching shit that nobody gives a fuck about. Oh, we do it because we've always done it. Well, fuck that. If we've always done it, let's do something new.
yeah. Well, appreciate the heads up. I don't know if you're a phone kind of guy, but Genevieve reaches in, she pulls out a business card, and she kind of, two finger points it at him.
He reaches over and grabs it. Look, if I was gonna be aggressive about it, we'd have been, tearing up the woods out here and knocking down all these trees and shit.
Oh, okay. Please, for a second there, I thought you were going to say you were going to wrestle me to the ground and take it from me. And I was like, let's please not.
Every time I do that, I end up having to go buy more clothes, and it's just, how expensive it gets when you're replacing your outfits every couple of days. I mean, I know this isn't much, but damn it, I like this jacket.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to pander to you, but do you need some cash or something? Like,
Nah.
I mean,
we get what we need.
Okay.
It's just, I don't put the same attachment to the money as the rest of y'all. We get everything we need from our own ways. But it's nice. I'll hold on to your card. Maybe if I'm getting bored one night and really feeling like I want to shake the system up, maybe I'll give you a ring.
Look, if you ever find yourself in the upper south side of Chicago and you want a great meal, stop at a place called Phoenix. I will feed you for free. So
Phoenix. Let me think. Nope, never heard of it.
Yeah, well, it's okay. If you ever find yourself in the neck of the woods, like I said, it'll be my treat for you not maiming me here in the woods.
I appreciate it. I wasn't going to maim you anyway, but hey, is what it is. At least it's a nice night out.
Yeah, true. If it was raining, you'd just see me in a car with the window not down. So
if it was raining, I wouldn't be like this, because it's a lot more fun to smell like wet dog for people.
Do not know that feeling. So
trust me, it's a lot of fun.
This is the max of my gifts in that regards. Genevieve's going to activate feral weapons just for shits and giggles, just to show her hands kind of like claw out. So
Okay.
Yeah, I can't go past this. So the wet dog thing isn't.
Those are nice and all, I don't know, you just don't knock the feel of the wind in the fur as you're running somebody down. I know your kind aren't quite like us, but you still got some of those same instincts.
At times, yes.
One of them, feeling the wind in the fur as you chasing down your prey. Hard to beat that. But it's okay.
We all enjoy playing with our food a little bit, so
just keep an eye on the time,
Yeah, no. I appreciate it. I'm probably gonna head out here in, another 20, 30 minutes. So
that's cool. I'm gonna go finish walking around. I just stopped because I saw you and figured I'd just hang for a bit.
Yeah, well, like I said, I appreciate you. So, and I'm serious. If you need something, you can hit me up. Since you've been amicable to me, I can be amicable to you. We're plus no offense, but like all of us are not bad. That makes sense. I know that's like anathema from what I've heard, but like
I mean, you say that, but there's been a few weren't so bad.
Oh no, for sure. Trust me. The other night, a couple nights ago, I met one that I wanted to fucking tear his face off, but I couldn't. So.
Yeah, that happens a lot around. It's like everything, there's some that, let's just say there's large amounts of us that don't like your kind, but I'm of a younger generation. You might call me a little more liberal. Don't I look liberal? I mean, look at the hair.
You look very, I think it's the word is bohemian, or is that, I don't know.
But I mean, it's all good. I mean, take it easy. Nice meeting you. And he actually turns and just starts walking off into the trees.
Genevieve is gonna go back to like watching the hangar a little bit, but she's just be like, what the fuck?
And you finish watching, and you think by now you've got enough of his patterns down that when it comes time to take Flyboy, you'll know exactly where to strike to get him. Because unfortunately, he's rather predictable. Well, unfortunately for him. Now that you've watched long enough, you've got his patterns down. So you're ready to enact a strike when the time comes. And now we're going to flash over to Lamar and Nicholas. Nick, you wanted to speak with Lamar? How do you arrange that?
Probably would send a text. Have a question. Can you meet?
Lamar replies with, yeah, where?
Where are you?
Come to the club.
Be there shortly. And then he'll head over.
Okay, you head over to the club. No sign of Victor tonight. Hasn't been in Elysia quite yet. It seems to be spaced wide apart for official court Elysias, at least. There's Elysias every night, but it's not ones Jackson is holding court in. And you meet up at the club, and I turn the scene over to Nicholas and Lamar.
You rang?
Isabella brought up a conversation you two had with Braden.
Oh, yeah. That guy.
Do you know how I might get a hold of him?
Well, yeah, I think we could manage that, but what, you got something you want to say to him?
I'm more interested in the journals.
Well, I'm sure Isabella wouldn't mind helping you out with that. You two seem pretty tight, so figured just kind of weird you're calling me about it.
Yeah. She's not happy with me right now.
Okay.
She asked me for information I couldn't give her.
And why couldn't you give it to her? I'm just curious.
It's difficult to I'm afraid she might find her way into a similar predicament as her sire.
Isn't that kind of her choice, though?
Perhaps. But
Perhaps. All right. Thought I was old school. Okay. So she asked you for something, you didn't give it to her, and how mad is she?
if someone killed your sire and you knew someone knew who it was and they wouldn't tell you, how mad would you be?
Oh. You are fucked. And you have a Toreador mad at you. An Italian Toreador. Like, now I am like king. I am like the prime of making Italians mad these days. But you seem to be, bucking here for my crown, and I have a little problem with that. So what I'm gonna need you to do is get past whatever this is that is keeping you from being honest with, someone who has your back, and maybe just let her have it.
While your point is valid, I was never dishonest. I just may have made a decision that might not have been mine. However, until it seems prudent to be within a knife's reach of her, I would
Elmore slaps the table.
I would
sorry.
like to follow up on some information that she gave me.
Okay. And I just got to correct you on one thing, man. A Toreador isn't going to stab you with a knife. That shit is common. A Toreador will never kill you with a knife.
You misunderstand. I don't think she would kill me. I think she would flay me a little and then let me heal and then flay me again.
No, she'd let Emilio do it. That
No.
guy's a nutcase. I like him.
I think in this case, she may do it herself.
So you're really that worried about whatever it is you're holding on to? You really think it'll be that bad?
I think it has potential to be worse when she finds out the truth than what I've told her already.
Well, look, Nick, this is what a coterie's for. We back her up when it gets to that point, and then we splatter whoever tries to come after her all over the pavement, and then paint, don't fuck with us in whatever remains of their blood.
If the person who did this was family, would you sell them for your coterie?
Shit, I'll sell any Lasombra out right fucking now for you guys.
Interesting.
I killed my sire. Yeah, I know. Clan Lasombra for me stopped being an ideal right about the time Tally fucked me over. So there is not a Lasombra in this city currently or in the future that I'm going to put over you guys.
I appreciate your advice, Lamar.
Look, like I said, man, I know I get what you're trying to do, but you know, maybe give her the chance to be part of it. And this is an important thing for her. Just think about not taking it away from her because you're trying to protect her, because she's not going to see it that way, no matter how much you might mean it that way.
My only other question is, if it comes down to supporting her in her decisions, it may be harder for me to just help.
Well, that's why the rest of us exist. And please believe, if someone comes after Isabella, I'm going to have a whole lot of fun playing in their ashes.
Just understand the whole point of my concern in this is if they can wipe out a prince, what safety do the rest of us have?
You know, I learned this. You know, kind of just existing. Princes don't take the title and magically become bulletproof. A prince is still someone who needs to have their ducks in a row or they're getting off like the rest of us, man. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't know what you're holding on to. And I'll get you Brayden's information, no problem. But Isabella not having all the information, that puts her probably in more danger than not sharing what you know. She can prepare for something she can see coming.
May I ask for one more favor?
You know what? Sure. Go ahead.
When I tell her, can you be there? She reminds me of my sister, and it's scary at times.
All right. I mean, I'll be there. And hopefully, you know, she won't ash us both. I just hope whatever you're sitting on isn't something that'll get me, you know, ashed by splash damage.
And so, you know, Nicholas, when you said that, you get that cold feeling up your spine that happens when Izzy's laughing at something you said.
Perhaps I should ask Roscoe then.
Well, no, I want to be there.
Thank you, Lamar.
Anytime.
Okay, and so the two of you finish off together and head out. Now, Isabella, you and Jackie have something you need to meet over. Where are you meeting, and how are you arranging this?
We have met at Jackie's place. Jackie has already left a message for the person because Isabella sent her a text asking if she knows anyone in DC.
And Karina got back with you and
Has arranged a time for a call.
arranged a time for a call
Mhm.
in her busy schedule.
Yes. Because that's what Jackie would have done. She would have left a message for Karina to call her back with a schedule or someone to call her back with a schedule.
No, Karina called you back. It's Karina.
Yeah.
She understands the personal touch when it comes to those kind of things.
Isabella, do come in, darling.
Thank you so much, Jackie.
Yes.
This means the world to me, and hopefully it can find both of us some closure.
I hope so. Because definitely, it has been bothering me since I recalled that I saw him that night years ago. I didn't know who he was. I'd never seen him. But the circumstances, and well, I am friendly, I should say, with the current Prince of DC, Karina Dobson. She was Marcus Vitel's seneschal at that time. She would likely know most individuals he was meeting. Whether he knew she knew or not, because she's that good.
Mm.
So she will be calling us any moment now.
And actually, saying that, the phone does ring.
And Jackie picks it up and puts it on speaker, actually. Good evening.
Hello, Jackie. How you doing, love?
I'm doing fantastic, Karina. How are you, darling?
The joys of running a city. I'm going to say this now. Don't worry about the conversation. As always,
Thank you.
this phone does not exist according to the phone company, and neither does it appear on the cell towers.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, Karina. I do have with me Miss Isabella Caputo of Clantoriador.
Is this the one you told me about?
Yes, it is.
Well, nice to meet you, Isabella.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, I've got busy schedules, but I try to help out a fellow Ventrue when I can, and if that means I help out fellow Torador, well, that's fine too. I love that.
We appreciate your generosity, Karina. And of course, we will return the favor if you ever need it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, we all know how this works.
Yes.
It's fine. So, you said you got a question about somebody. What do you got? You mentioned Braden.
Braden White. Does that ring any bells around early 99?
Well, you mentioned him, so I went back into some of my notes. Pulled out, what exactly are you looking for on him?
I recall seeing him, I believe it was either January or February of that year, coming out of a back room at Elysia with Marcus.
Yeah, I had that scheduled in. I've kept all my schedules for that. He arranged that meeting with him shortly after coming to the city. There was no reason given, at least not officially, but my understanding was it was kind of a presentation thing where, I mean, he announced he was in the city, but he wanted to present himself to Marcus at the time. He met with him 3 other times, and none of the other times were official visits.
Really?
Yeah, they weren't at Elysia. I only heard about it through some of my other sources. You know, I kept tabs on everybody.
You know what the meetings were about?
No, I never found that out. He's a bit of an interesting kind of a character when you think about it. And when he met the first time, I did what I always do, which is investigate.
Of course.
And it came from Europe, of course, whatever, that happens all the time. But he managed to get himself as a La Sombra into the Camarilla. Now, this was long before whatever's going on there in Chicago. It wasn't exactly a normal thing going on.
How long ago?
He would have come in, probably I'd put it about 91, roughly. My investigation wasn't clear the exact date, but it was clear on how he got in. He helped, or the first city he went to was Boston of all places, and he helped locate and eliminate 5 different packs to prove his loyalty.
Interesting.
How he had the information on where they were, nobody was really saying, but he knew where to find them and helped them organize to run them out.
Do you know in your investigation if he was ever in New York?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
He spent time, he was in Boston, San Francisco a bit. Heard him and Vannevar had more than one talk. Spent down in Atlanta, New Orleans, DC a bit. Seemed to bounce around those major cities, though.
Do you know if he was close with his sire during that time?
No,
He
everything
in
I got
contact?
about his sire was, I looked into her a bit too from what I could piece together. She's over in Europe, was a bit of a badass in the Sabbat in terms of always causing problems. I believe she had a blood hunt on her at one point by a Prince Vivian. Something to do with a masquerade.
Yes, that is
Elysia
Isabella's
attack.
sire.
Oh. Well, that small world.
Very small when you consider how long we've all been around.
Speak for yourself. I haven't been around that long.
She's a young one.
I'm not much older than Jackson.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, I'd be the youngest prince in the Camarilla. But
Yes.
other than that,
Is
his
that all you
background's kind
have?
of shady.
Yeah.
It's after meeting with Vitel or those couple times, he jetted out of the city. He didn't return until, shortly after Vitel came back. He popped in.
Really?
Yeah, he was in town about the time that Theo Bell and Beckett were in town. Back when Beckett
Yeah.
was basically the herald for Vitel's return of all things. Still kind of an odd thing to see. How he had Bell as a war master though, so whatever. Helped us push the Sabbat back out of the city, but he came into town shortly shortly after Vitel came back and left before the war ended. The cleanup, I should say, really. Not much of a war when Vitel came back. It was pretty fast the way he rolled up everybody.
I appreciate it, Karina.
I'm curious what you're interested in. He didn't make a blip on my radar other than just, the normal KG backgrounds that most of our kind have. So
I'm going to be quite frank with you, Karina. I believe he's an operative, a blind operative. He is not aware of it because of memory alterations. But I believe he is a blind operative for Tally.
are you, that kind of shit that dickhead Granger used to pull?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Don't they know what that does? It just leaves
I know.
a mess.
I know.
So how'd you get involved, Isabella? What's your end of that then? I expect Jackie to be involved. She gets her hands in everything. She's a bit of a troublemaker in a good way.
So he'd heard of the history with his sire and mine, and thought I had something to do with his memory lapses, and thought I was out to get him. So I've been kind of dragged into this, but it's piqued my curiosity, hearing all the players that are involved.
You think Toreador would go and fool with memories? It's not their style. And even if it was, they would do it in a way that he wouldn't realize his memory's been fucked with. They're a lot smoother than that. That reeks to me of some heavy-handed shit if you don't even know he's a spy.
Yeah.
That's
Because the timing of his travels is uncanny.
he showed up in Boston. He pretty much helped run the Sabbat out of Boston for a while.
But knew exactly where they were hiding.
Yeah, that's the part that always got me. I didn't understand that.
And who would know that?
He shouldn't have.
Exactly. But if he's working for Tally, Tally would.
And there you're bringing up that name.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's funny that Tally was in town about the same time that when Vitel came back.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't long before Tally was in town because he's the one who convinced Theo to be the War Master.
I'm aware.
So that makes me wonder. I'm going to have to look into that, I think. I'm curious whether any of the intel on Tally puts him in the cities at the same time he was.
Mm-hmm.
And see, now you're giving me a puzzle. Like, I have time to do that, but
You have people that can look into it.
yeah, but it's more fun when I do it.
Now you see why I've gotten involved now.
Yeah, I know. A mystery's always a thing for us, isn't it? But if he is working for that guy, you got to be careful. I will say that if Tally knows you're on to one of his people, he's not known for just letting others burn his tools before he's ready.
Yes, well, unfortunately, I wish I cared, but he destroyed Nolan.
I know. I've not talked about officially, but I have my connections.
So, yes, I know, darling, you are very connected.
Well, I have my connections because they had to come through and talk to me a bit before they set up a watch on Baltimore.
Yes, because I know that's where he returned.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Of course he would. He's going to lay low for a little bit.
yeah, they're also watching Vitel since he kind of violated the spirit of that agreement.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Vitel. I wasn't shocked. I expected him to have done it earlier. I can't believe he waited that long to violate it because it's Vitel.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, Isabella, do you have any other questions for Prince Dobson?
That answers all of them, but I can't thank you enough for taking the time.
That's no problem. You can call me Karina when it's unofficial like this. It's just us girls here. I get enough of that Prince this and Prince that and Prince over here and Prince over. I get enough of that day to day.
The next time I come to DC, I will bring Isabella with me and we will have a good time, Karina.
Are you aware that Helena's coming out your way?
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay. Because she just notified me the other day that she was planning a trip up that way.
Yes, her child, Roscoe Akers.
Yeah, I remember him.
He's in a coterie with me now.
Oh, yeah, small world.
Yeah.
He was always kind of bookish, never seemed to leave the chantry.
Well, he isn't in the chantry now.
There's a story there I think I'm going to not want to know right now. But yeah, she let me know she's organizing her trip up there.
Excellent, excellent. We could honestly use her. There is a lord here that is a problem.
Well, she said it was Pontifex Tremere shit, as she puts it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how she is when you
Oh,
get her
I know,
alone, she's
she's-
very casual about it.
Yes, she is.
Don't catch her in court, though. She's not as casual, but catch her aside from that, and she's kind of more relaxed on it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we've been through a lot.
Yes.
But-
So, well, I do hope she has safe travels. And thank you so much for your time, Karina.
Well, I'm glad I could be of help. And we'll
Let us
add it
know-
to the bill.
Of course, we'll add it to the bill. We'll add it to the bill.
Be sure to let us know if any of your puzzle solving bears fruit. I'm sure it'd be interesting to hear what you're able to come up with.
I'll reach out to Jackie if I find any more info.
Perfect.
I don't know how long it'll take. Like I said, I've got a lot of things on my plate that I've got to juggle. One of them happens to be the people here watching Baltimore. Let me just tell you there, Jackie, Lucinda is not fun to deal with.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
She's a bit of a heinous bitch at times.
At times?
Well,
That's being generous.
I've got to be a
Karina.
little political. I mean, can't just claim she's always a bitch.
Oh, no. I was quite glad when she left town.
Yeah, I'll be glad when she leaves town again.
Yes. Yeah, she is like a dog with a bone when it comes to Tally.
She's, I wasn't going to go that far. I don't even have a way to fucking describe that.
Mm-hmm.
Hates hard, I stab at thee kind of level.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, she's after her fucking white whale.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know how Ahab ended up. I don't think that's one she should be pursuing as hard as she does.
But you know what? No one can tell her.
Nope.
So,
Well, I've got another meeting.
well, you have a wonderful evening, Karina. Thank you so much.
You too.
Bye-bye.
And then the line goes dead, and I leave Isabella and Jackie to talk before we move to the next scene.
I don't plan on burning Brayden out yet.
That's fine.
I think we have a way of using him to get to Tally. Potentially. At least get information.
Maybe. Tally hasn't done what he's done and survived as long as he has without being very good.
I'm not expecting anything groundbreaking,
Yeah.
but maybe something.
There might be something. Of course, with him, if he recollects too many things, it might just break him.
Only a net win for us at this point.
True. How are you doing, darling?
I'm holding up. It's trying to find any information. It's been a bit of a struggle. Nicholas knows something but what happened to Vivian, but won't really say anything.
Really?
Clammed up.
Perhaps I should have a talk with him.
I'm indulging my petty side for a bit. I'm sure he
Oh,
has.
please
his reasons,
do.
but
Please do.
I'm not gonna give him the satisfaction.
Yeah, no, please do. But yes, I do plan on meeting up with him soon. To handle some business that he and I have, but I may have to drop a word.
Do let me know if he says anything to you. All
Of course, darling.
right. I can't thank you enough, Jackie. I owe you
Oh.
a drink.
I think both of our tabs are so high at this point, darling. We just might as well call it a wash and just say we'll do what we want when we want.
Let me get you a drink anyway. Come on, you know it's my favorite thing to do.
Then let's go.
And the two of you head off to get a drink. Now we're gonna flash. Roscoe, you wanted to speak with Tracy, and she's decided to stop by your shop tonight.
Okay.
And as she comes in, of course, in her normal self, she comes in all stiff and formal until she gets in the shop, and then she seems to relax. How you doing, Roscoe?
Pretty good, Trace. How are you doing tonight?
And she comes over and gives you a hug and does a peck on each cheek. I'm doing well as
Careful.
I can.
Good. Careful. Don't get too close in case we're being watched.
Yeah. We're not.
Okay.
Well, not by anything I can check.
Okay. Yeah, you don't happen to have any feeling like somebody's watching you right now, do you?
No. Well, if it's our kind, I've got ways to tell.
Okay.
That's what I was talking about before. That's why I want to catch Sun Chi when her friend is in control, because let's just say I've got a thing I've had made that, like I told you before, lets me tell if our kind are riding somebody or peeking through it.
Okay. Well, I got a couple of things that I need to convey to you. I just want to make sure you're up to date on the latest news.
Okay.
And related to Sun Chi right away. Actually, they both kind of are. But we picked up a poacher in our domain just recently, Celia.
What kind
Who's,
of poacher?
hmm?
What
I'm
kind
sorry?
of poacher? I mean,
Oh, she was drinking from
well, yeah,
some
but
of the.
Celia, haven't heard of her mentioned in what clan?
Well, she's apparently a fledgling that no one claimed. She has no idea what she is or what she's doing. She's just running on pure instinct.
That always sucks.
Look, it seems like she got embraced a couple years ago at a mass casualty event on a subway train, a robbery gone wrong, as they call it.
Yeah, isn't that the normal excuse they use when they're covering up one of us doing
Mhm.
something bad?
Yeah. But as it relates to Sun Chi, apparently, he saw Sun Chi and I in the tea shop a while back, and said that she saw in Sun Chi what she was, dark, Can't remember exactly what she said, but she seemed to identify really closely with it as if it was something. It's like what she thought she was. So maybe it's a Lasombra. Cassilia is a Lasombra.
Hmm. Damn Lasombra. But if she said it felt something of what's in her,
Mm-hmm.
that would be the taint of the afterlife, the realm of the dead, what some call entropy. Well, oblivion, same thing, really. But Sunchi, I mean, we don't generally have that. I've never seen her use any of those. More of the Lasombra thing. We know Sunchi's not Lasombra.
No.
It's not exactly a common ability either. As far as I'm aware, Lasombra don't share. At least try not to. There's exceptions. There's ways around that. Sheriff found a way around it for sure. Well, where is this youngling?
Well, the prince has her for the moment. Lamar's decided to take her under his wing a couple days a week. At least that's as much as the prince is going to allow for now.
Wow. Prince is letting Lamar actually teach someone?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, his for a new Lasombra, I mean, he's been here a while, but a new Lasombra technically, that's a lot of trust there.
Yeah, I hope it works out good for Lamar.
Well, if Jackson's doing it, he has a reason. Not
Yeah,
kindness, that's for damn sure.
No, it isn't. Which brings me to the rest of the business. Victor was out in front of the club.
I warned you about him.
Yep, he was there had 3 friends with him.
So he's brought his, I'll use cronies for a lack of a better word.
Yeah, they were all using blood magic to try to figure out what the wards on our club is, because they can't see inside. And he accused me of harboring Sunchi in there, and he wanted to I guess see for himself.
He knows you don't have her in there.
Oh, he's throwing his weight around because he
of course he is.
He said he's a lord.
I heard that.
And apparently the prince has granted him the status of warlock in the city.
I've heard that rumor as well.
And the prince confirmed it.
Well, that's good to know it's confirmed.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It's a real problem.
He is tenacious, fucking paranoid. Honestly, damn good. I mean, it's if he's working for Jackson, I mean, it helps Jackson. But at the same time,
I don't think he's doing it for Jackson's benefit. He kept dropping Shrek's name left and right.
He's still a fucking Shrek's lackey.
Mm-hmm.
He always was. That was the reason he was fucking in Milwaukee the first time. It's probably how he got his lord title. I've told you before, he was sent there to watch Karna. She was regent, but he was sent there to oversee, and anything she did had to be approved by him. Was she really regent?
No, not like that. No. But he's also here to, I think, replace Abraham.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. He's a fucking dog. And I don't mean in the way of, running around town. He's a fucking bloodhound. Of the worst kind. From those I've spoken with, let's just say he's still got some of the things that a lot of the pyramid wishes they would have. How can I put this? He is one of the few left that know how to create the gargoyles.
Really?
Yes. There's a reason Drek uses him as a lackey. Yeah.
Now, the way the Prince Jackson worded it is there was a favor for a favor.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Drek runs he runs the pyramid, but favor for a favor. You know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Carfax gave him something.
Yeah.
Something big. Naming a warlock position's a pretty big deal. I mean, I could see Jackson doing it just to deprive it of Abraham, because Abraham was nominally the warlock, but that was just because traditionally in a given city, you nominate the regent as the warlock.
Right.
Couldn't give him a primogen slot because Jackson's made that decision, so he must have got something big out of him. Have to be Carfax doing it.
No, I'm kind of worried about how this is going to play out, knowing that Helena's coming, because she's got her own plans for Abraham.
Well, she can have all the plans she wants. She's a loyalist. She'll do what Strick says. You know this. She'll do what Carfax says. You know this as well. Just change your position?
No, it doesn't.
Good. I'm glad to know that. Yeah, Victor, that gives him access to the city in a way he didn't have before.
Yeah, no kidding. He was there in our domain, acting as if he already owned it.
Well, they say in a given city, the sheriff and, if they have one, a scourge, they have most of the authority under the prince. But a warlock that is good at what he's doing are smart, because they can claim, control over anything blood sorcery related, can make just about anything potentially blood sorcery related. You see where this is a problem?
Yes, I do.
I knew he was a problem when he showed up in town, but this stretches beyond that. And I still don't have a fucking clue why they want, what's so important about Sun Chi. She's nobody.
Yeah, it still escapes me too. Even the prince was like, "Yeah, I know that it's false, but it's what they want."
Fucking politics and favor mongering. Jesus fucking Christ. That's why I wanted out of the pyramid in the first place. That's why I left. Why Karna and I did our thing.
How have you managed to live outside the pyramid without getting ashed?
I just don't do what they say. I only had to smack around 3 or 4 of them they sent to teach me the errors of my ways. Turns out I taught them the errors of theirs. Didn't kill anybody. They get real upset when you start murdering emissaries and attaches. But after you show them you're not going to just be cowed into returning to the fold just by stern words, all it takes is burning the skin off 1 or 2 of them. It grows back. That's what they say. They finally gave up. And now, I still have access to the chantry here in the city. Abraham knows better. As long as I at least act like I might take his words under advisement, they let me get away with it. There's a certain amount of safety that comes with power. Unfortunately, I don't think you've reached that level yet.
No.
Sure, they could take me if they wanted. They can take anybody if they want. Is it worth the expenditure of resources given the state of the pyramid?
Well, I mean, it must be really powerful because they gave it a new name. It's the Presidium now.
Yes, the pretentious shits. If they had half the power they thought they had, Karna as a house wouldn't exist. Ipsimus would not exist. Goratrix would not exist. The fact that it went from 2 houses of Tremere to 4 now shows they don't have the power they wish. They can't afford the resources it would take to force everyone back. And without the blood bond, they have nothing.
True.
It's just the way it is. In time, they'll come to accept it. Sure, one of them once in a while will try to reunify us all. We're not going back. Not to the way it used to be. Just not worth it. That ship has sailed, as they like to say. We're done with all that. Still haven't been able to get hold of Sun Chi, though. Julia, you said saw something. You need to arrange chance meeting one of these days that Lamar is teaching her.
Okay.
I don't need to speak with her. I just need to get an eye on her.
Okay. I can arrange that.
Perfect. I'll see what I can glean that way. I will let you know I won't do anything invasive. It's not my way. But I will see what I can find. There's ways without being invasive to find some info.
Yeah. And if you feel like somebody's watching you, like a seer is watching you, that's going to be Victor.
Oh, probably. He's not him. It's one of his flunkies. He's got his loyal little lap dogs. Each one is good at their own little specialty. Part of what makes him dangerous is he doesn't try to do it all himself. He makes sure that he has his people that each one brings a certain thing to the table, and as long as their loyalty is unquestionable, makes them a hell of a team. He's dangerous, Roscoe. Very dangerous.
I've gotten that from the limited interaction I've had with him so far.
Yes.
I like to keep it as limited as possible.
He is one of the few Tremere that I am cautious with. Not in terms of raw power, but in terms of his ability, competency. Comes off arrogant, sloppy, about as blunt as a stick to the head.
Yeah.
But that's what he does. That's how he makes people underestimate him. That's how he gets people thinking they understand him. The man dons masks like we don clothes. There's a reason, from my understanding, that the CIA tried to liquidate him and failed. And now he's one of us. Be safe, Roscoe.
All right, Tracy, I will. You do the same. It was great to see you.
Knowing that he's brought his associates in town, I'm going to have to take my own precautions, step up my own security. Who knows, he may decide it's time to put a feather in his cap of knocking off a Karna member. If he tries it, he'll lose half his people. May not be any good for me in the end, but he'll lose half. We'll see if it's worth it to him. Have a good one, Roscoe.
All right, Trace, you too.
And she actually turns, and it's almost like as she crosses the threshold, you see her stiffen back up into that cold, personal or impersonal demeanor she normally holds on her face as she walks down the street. And I think right here actually is a good time to end this episode. Everyone has had some very interesting conversations. I think Jackie and Isabella are on the path to figuring out for sure Braden's activities, because that timeline just got a little bit closer to what Lamar suggested. And they've gotten it from a source that has a little bit more knowledge than that. We've got, well, Jenny made a friend, a very furry friend. Lamar and Nicholas had a bit of a heart-to-heart. Roscoe got a little more info on Victor and what to expect. And of course, Coterie had a hell of a meeting with Prince Jackson. And of course, I'd like to thank my players and you, the viewers. This week's player vote for XP. This week, the player vote goes to everybody. At the rate y'all are doing this, you're going to have to make me really get stupid about it, because we can't turn it into a 3 XP a game session. But
why not?
But
If we're all good, we're all good.
You all had valid points, valid reasons to vote for what you did. And I like the vote, so I'll give it to everyone again. Of course, if you like what you're watching here, join us on the Discord. We do weekly Zoom Hangouts. They're alternating. 1 week is a Friday, 1 week is a Saturday. Saturday's normally earlier in the evenings so we can hang out with some of the European viewers we have. And of course, we're just a good crew, fun to hang out. Pop over to Chi-Town Talk, chat, talk about what you liked this episode. We no longer do the viewer vote, but the players love to hear feedback from you, the viewer, because if it wasn't for the viewers, why are we doing this? It's just that simple. You want to catch our back episodes? Right over here. Check out the back episodes. They're all in there in the chat. You can pop over to the McStabber Studios main YouTube. Got all the Windy City you need, the werewolf, the mage, even some changeling on there. We've covered most of the products. And as you saw at the start of this video, there's now a demon coming for those that are watching it on Twitch. If you're watching it on YouTube, I guess you didn't get to see that part of the intro, the trailer reel. There's an advantage to watching it live. If you want to check out some amazing, great content creators, there's one right here. They're in chat, but there's one right there. Go pop over, watch Mischievous Red play. You can see her. Just right-click the link, say open a new tab. Pop over to hers, give her subscribe or a follow right now. You can still watch this, and then next time she's live, you can go watch her. If you want to support the players or the studio, so you know, all bits and donations, those go to the players, not to the studio. Relinda and I take nothing other than taxes, because we're taxed on it too, out of the bits and donations. Everything else is the players. If you want to support the studio, you can subscribe on Twitch, which gives Twitch half the fucking money, or you can pop over to our KoFi, which doesn't. And if you're watching on YouTube, give us a follow on there, give us a subscribe on YouTube, because it's free. Please tell your friends about the show if you like it. You know, we like having new people join us. Always good to do that. Get your Windy City merch. Get you some merch. There's some good stuff there. We're coming up to the end of the season, everybody, so once in a while we stop season merch, and you can't get some season's merch after the season ends. Who knows what season 7 is going to look like?
I think we need a Windy City hit list t-shirt with some of them crossed out.
Wow. Awesome problem making people there. Trying to think, did I cover everything? I think I covered it good enough. And I'm going to turn it over to my wife for the schedule.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us for this episode of Windy City After Dark. This is episode 8. Y'all, end of season is 2 episodes away. So, coming up over the next week, we have on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be back with more Werewolf the Apocalypse, Phoenix's Call Season 2 in Casper, Wyoming. In the 90s.
Cody. Casper, Cody, same thing.
Cody was the prior season.
Okay.
Yeah, in Casper, Wyoming. Timber Brad here and myself are in this, and y'all, it is sus. We left off with Timber Brad and Ravnos Archon's characters going to chase the Black Spiral sibling of my character.
You had the Trot of Shame from another character.
Yeah. And the rest of us are out trying to get the 2 seps that are in this city on the same freaking goal. So we're going to see how that goes. But join us at 8 p.m. Eastern because people are missing and we're trying to get this worm nonsense handled. Seriously, join us Tuesday, 8 p.m. And then on Wednesday, the 4th, Rev Ben Powers is back with more Bro Hunters, Extreme Ghost Finders, with Shanky in it.
I'm Theodore Broosevelt. The good old storyteller for the werewolf game, Ravinia.
She's
Double
in it
D
too.
dog.
Double D dog. That's right. These wannabe ghost investigators, paranormal investigators are going to be going back to the place where the last team went poof and seeing what happens.
And I'm going to have at least 2 popped collars. I may have 3 or 4. We'll see. 'Cause if you're going to bro down, you're going to bro down right.
God, that sounds awful.
So that's at 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Really, y'all want to tune in. It's basically Paranoia Ghost Hunter Edition. Okay? It really is. It's fantastic.
It's extreme with 3 X's because 1 X wasn't enough for this crew.
And then on Saturday, we have TIS at 3 p.m. Eastern running London Esoteric Society, our Victorian London set, Call of Cthulhu 7E stream. Those investigators are investigating some really weird stuff. I have no idea what they've done this last session before because we record this before they stream. But join them on the 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern to see what those crew get up to because I'm serious. They are going insane. They are, looking into really creepy and interesting stuff. And it's all set in Victorian London.
Yeah, the stream, not the previous, the one before Saturdays, they had a whole discussion in Twitch chat about using a chest to hide a body and dragging it around the manor and whether that was a wrong thing or not, which I still contend is perfectly fine to stuff a body in a chest and drag it around your manor. It's your manor. Drag
Do what
the body
you
if you want.
And of course, we will be back here on Sunday, the 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern with episode 9 of season 6 of Windy City After Dark.
Shit's coming to a head with some people in the city. And in other ways, shit's just getting started. But
Yep.
it's going to be an interesting ride. And I do thank my players, of course, for this wonderful season we've done so far. It's going quick, but I love it. And thank the viewers. Now, as always, when we end this, please take your mental health seriously. Check in on family, friends, loved one. Check in on those around you, especially if you haven't heard from them for a while. Just make sure they're okay, because a lot of people aren't. And you just need to talk to them. That's it. Just check in. They may be fine. And if they say they're fine, cool. But check in, please. And if you suffer from mental health issues like many of us do, in chat right now, there's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because if it was as easy as reaching out to those around you, you wouldn't need the numbers and I wouldn't have to do this. So that's what the numbers are for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it for a lot of people, you can't reach out to those around you. And it's important to talk to somebody to help you out. And if you're not in the U.S., because we have a number of non-U.S. viewers, there's a website right there you can go to. That website will actually let you put in your country of origin and find out what sports you have in your country. Because it's that important to everybody. We want you to be around for a while because it's okay to not be okay. And mental health is health. If you have a broken leg, you go to a doctor. If you're having issues with depression, get help. Same thing.
Please.
Same fucking thing.
Please.
And just as drastic and just as much needs help. Just so you know, it's that important. And now I turn it over to my lovely wife for her part.
Really, everyone, do take care of yourselves. Truly. And that's not just mental health or physical health. It's also doing preventative things that will protect yourself and others around you that you love and care about. I, Mama McStabber, am a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for a long time. Timber Brad here is also a registered nurse and has been a nurse for a long time. And we're going to tell you, please,
Get your goddamn shots, please.
please, Please. It's seriously, I mean, they're safe. They really do work. And if you get the shots, legit, it helps make everything go back to normal. So please, 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 because now we're, people are thinking, oh, it's back to normal because there's no more mask mandates and none of this stuff. No, it's not, because it's still mutating and infecting and causing people to get sick and die. So please, and the more it mutates, the more infectious it gets, the worse it gets. So please, please, please get your shots.
Yep.
Said with love.
Please.
As always, at the end of these, until he stops, I'm not stopping. Fuck Putin. Fuck Putin hard. Fuck him with an elephant. The whole elephant. Because fuck that man. But please don't take it out on the Russian people in your community. Don't take it out on Russian-owned businesses. They're not the cause of this. It's Putin. It's one madman, not others. So fuck Putin. And from the cast of this amazing group of players and storyteller that has the privilege to play with them, I do thank you all. Good night, everybody.